Huh. This place has some similarities with the Abyss. A fully independent realm, separated from the outside world. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to stay a while. Make sure you leave plenty of open space for me to use. That way, I won't run the risk of damaging the landscape or buildings during my sword practice. I can't quite get used to it. The level of abyssal energy in Teapot is quite low, but here it's even lower still. It makes it hard for me to replenish the energy lost from training. Of course, it's well within my abilities to connect this place directly to the Abyss, but I'm sure you'd rather keep things peaceful and quiet here. No need to worry. Spending some time here isn't without its benefits. I'll just treat it as a rehearsal. We don't always get to pick where we fight our battles. Sometimes we have to fight in conditions that don't suit us. In a similar vein, Master once told me that we can't rely on one form of power forever. If losing one source of power reduces you to a helpless heap, then you never deserved that power to begin with. This place may slowly drain the abyssal power from my body, but in exchange, I can hone my swordsmanship in a purer form. In that sense, it benefits me. So, despite not being used to it, I'm quite happy to stay here a while longer. Huh. This place has some similarities with the Abyss. I suppose If you find yourself having time for small talk, you should be spending it on refining your martial prowess instead. Ugh. What would you like to ask? So, you're still trying to understand me. I wouldn't say that I've had many fun experiences in my life. The last time I had fun was way, way back. When I was little, there was a giant lizard that lived in the woods by my house. It wasn't afraid of humans. It was actually quite friendly with them. My mom said that it was hundreds of years old. Don't know if that's true or not. All I know is, it did look pretty old, and spent all its days sunbathing in the treetops. I loved exploring the forest as a child. One day, I was chased by a swarm of hornets, each one the size of my palm. In desperation, I ran to the lizard and begged it for help. To my surprise, the lizard was helpless against the hornets too, so we just ran together, away from the swarm. I was faster and managed to dive into a river, escaping the danger. When I returned to check up on the lizard, it had collapsed upon the ground. I thought it had died, and cried bitter tears as I held it in my arms. I was so devastated that I gave it a proper burial, and even tried to set up a stele in lieu of a tombstone. But before I could finish, my mom caught me. She immediately dug the old lizard out, dressed its wounds, and brought it back from the brink of oblivion. After that, it continued to be friendly with all humans. All except me. Every time it saw me, it would flee like the wind. I don't even know if it survived that fire. This place hasn't I suppose it wouldn't hurt to stay a while. Your power to purify the Abyss. I'm curious about how I'd tackle that if I ever faced it in battle. Needless to say, I'd have to adapt my strategy. Well, there is only one way to find out. Maybe not now. If we both used our full strength, I doubt even this Adaptation contraption could withstand the force of our clash. Let's save that fight for another time and place. For now, I'd like to discuss another matter with you. When faced with the Abyss, most creatures either fall victim to its corruption, or, like me, adapt and learn to wield it for themselves. You, of course, possess a very special power. Do you have any plans as to how you'd like to use it? An unsurprising answer. It proves that you're still committed to justice and compassion. Many people believe they would help others in a time of crisis. Yet when they obtain the power to do so, concern themselves only with personal gain. What do you think best explains that? A weak will? or the all-corrupting nature of power. Everyone experiences desires that they will not speak aloud. When they are too weak to realize these desires, they remain concealed deep within their hearts. But when they are strong, the floodgates will open, and all forms of vice come rushing out. We cannot expect everyone to stay true to their principles, which is why we constrain ourselves with laws. All right, let's leave the discussion here for now. Deep conversations can guide us and help us see the way, but they shouldn't distract us from our training. I'll start my drills now. Let me know if you'd like to join.